Hello, butterflies. It is me, Black Butterfly, and I am back with another episode on the Free Space podcast. And on today's episode, I have a very, very amazing special guest with us today who is not only a businesswoman, but she is also a podcast host as well. So today we have Miss Natalie Barbu. Hi, Natalie.
Hi.
It is so great to have you here. I'm so excited to have you on the show today and be a part of my butterfly family.
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me on.
Yes. So if you don't mind, just giving, my butterflies a little bit of background about you.
Yeah, so I've been a content creator / influencer for the past 11 years. So started back on YouTube in 2011, which is a very long time ago. The landscape has definitely changed, but I've been doing it consistently ever since. And I've been able to do it full time for the past 3 years. And so I'm on YouTube, Instagram. I just got on TikTok, which I feel like I'm already so late, but whatever. And I also have a podcast as well. And then I'm the founder of a startup called Rella. And we just make it easier for content creators to run their business.
That is absolutely amazing. And I do want to let you guys know that I use the Rella app as well. It's absolutely amazing. If you love to be really organized and plan out your content, if you have multiple, social platforms that you advertise your business on, Rella is the best app ever. You can plan it out, have it post for you, even when you're asleep, absolutely love it as well for myself. So
thank you. Great. That makes me so happy to hear. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And a sad note, this is not sponsored, you guys. I'm just a really great person.
One day when we start doing influencer marketing campaigns, one day this will be sponsored.
Yay. All right. So butterflies, you hear that? So you guys need to mark this down, put in your little ticket. Black Butterfly will be out there. Alrighty. So on the Free Space, we're all about being free, being bubbly, being our authentic selves. So I chose you because you're just amazingly authentic and you just love to express yourself and what you do, and you're not afraid to just be you and just be hey, this is what it is. This is what I do. Take it or leave it. I don't care, kind of thing. And you really exempt what a beautiful butterfly is, and you're officially a butterfly in my family.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's go ahead and jump into this episode's topic. So we're basically just gonna have just a conversation, honestly, just about being a businesswoman and balancing our mental health with being a businesswoman, because it's a lot being, an entrepreneur, a content creator, and even a social influencer. It's a lot. And, also with balancing our mental health too, we can lose sight of ourselves, by doing so much and balancing a business. So just to start off, with Rella, how are you able to just balance, with having Rella and launching Rella not too long ago? How do you, balance that and, keeping yourself mentally stable at the same time with everything that's going with just that process alone?
Yeah, so for balance in terms of time in a day, I definitely use a Google Calendar, and I use a calendar to plan out everything. But I will say that I need to get better, because I lately have felt I have been drowning in work, always overwhelmed, always behind. And that's really not good for my mental health also. I feel incredibly stressed. So I would say that that's been something that I actually need to improve on. But I will say that I have boundaries. So I am not someone that's going to be working until 11 p.m. because there's stuff to do, because there's always stuff to do. And if you don't set those boundaries for yourself, you will never get peace or downtime or a time for yourself or a time to relax, or even to just nurture your body by working out, making dinner, something that doesn't revolve around work. I think it's so easy to spend 100% of your day in front of a computer screen, but I really try to set boundaries where if I don't have any more meetings after 5:30 or 6, I'm off my computer and I'm done. I'm not doing it. I'm not taking meetings past that time. I'm not doing things like after 5 o'clock, scheduling anything. Like I set those boundaries with myself so that I have the evening that I can do whatever I want and I don't have to be, thinking about work. Or like in the mornings, I wake up at 7 and I don't start my day until like 9:30, and I have those 2.5 hours totally to myself. I don't check my phone. So all of that has really helped like with my mental clarity, I would say.
Okay. I think I need to start incorporating that, because I don't know, maybe it's because like I'm a night hawk. So like I am like the opposite. Like I will be up like at night, doing things, but I don't know. I think it's important that to set a boundary as well, because you can, like you said, burn yourself out and not really have that time for yourself to be like, okay, I don't want to do anything like work related after, this time here. I need to set time for myself, because if not, I may not even eat tonight. I may not even go to sleep tonight, so that's really important. That's really good. You kind of gave me like a little tip. So like, because I don't know, it's like I'm a type, like I'm always like on the go and just being like just really motivated at times where I just have like spark, and I end up losing sight of myself. Like I need to slow down. Like, did I even eat today?
Yeah, I know it can be so bad. And that's why I actually, for like eating wise, for example, there were times when I would be so busy throughout the day and I would have like meetings on my calendar all afternoon that I wouldn't eat lunch, and I would be starving and I would forget to eat lunch and I wouldn't be able to because I was just so busy. So now I have blocked off on my calendar from 1 to 2 a 1 hour break that I do not schedule a single meeting during that time, because I can use that time to go and eat lunch, and it's literally on my calendar as lunch break. Like I made myself have a lunch break like a normal job, because I'm like, I can't, like it was getting so unhealthy where I wasn't eating, and I was like, this is so bad. Like I need to schedule this out. And so that's what I did.
Right. Yes. You hear that, butterflies? If you do not take time for yourself, you need to get it together.
Yeah. And add it to your calendar if you need to, like, who cares? Yeah.
Literally, like if you have to like literally set an alarm. Yeah. 1 o'clock, go eat. 5 o'clock, go eat. Do that.
Exactly. That's what I had to do.
Alrighty, so we're just going to take a quick commercial break, and I just want to take a moment and shout out Anchor for sponsoring and hosting my podcast, the Free Space Podcast. If you do not know what Anchor is a great and amazing platform that allows you to be able to record and, upload your podcast on the go, on your phone, even on your computer, desktop as well. I absolutely love Anchor. It has such amazing great features. On Anchor, it allows you to be able to view your analytics, see where your podcast is being streamed at, even different age group, male, female, unidentified, is amazing. Anchor has really been a great thing in being able to honestly be very user friendly. Anchor is absolutely amazing. If you love something where you can just be able to just use it and upload on the go, Anchor is the way to go. And I absolutely love Anchor because as soon as I post the episode, it literally distributes it to all of the other major platforms, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, you name it. And you're able to even manually distribute your podcast show as well, using your RSS feed. So how cool is that? So if you're thinking about starting your own show or wanting to be able to listen to other shows as well, head over to anchor.fm and get started today. Thank you, and back to the episode.
and that is okay. And another question I have is since you've been doing especially YouTube for 11 years now with being content creator and an influencer, when you first started out, even though times were different back then, how did you balance all of the work that you started doing to be where you are today?
Yeah, I think back then I wasn't as organized, and I think there was less to do, but I will say I was incredibly motivated to do it as a hobby. Like back when I started, it wasn't like this is going to be a business and that's why I have to be consistent. It
Mm-hmm.
was a genuine love and I absolutely loved what I was doing. And like that's how it started. So I would say like find something that you genuinely love and that's what you should spend time focusing on, and don't force yourself. If you have a million things that you need to do, if you have a full-time job and you have kids or you have this or that, like whatever it is, like don't try to do everything at once because you're just going to burn yourself out. Try to pick the one thing that you really, really love doing so that it doesn't feel like work in the moment. And I think that's the best way to balance it.
That is true. Yeah. Try. And I agree because, even with like my show, it is something that I have a passion for because I just love talking to people and I enjoy just talking about things that honestly other people may not want to shed a light on. And I'm the type of person like I'll shed a light on it. I don't care. And, like you said, when you have a passion for something, the monetary value that comes with it will come without you even knowing. And I feel like that's a great thing to just really balance, like, even for any of you guys that have like a passion for something, if it's something you're passionate about, don't force the monetary value because then it turns into not being a passion. It turns into like, oh, I just want a business and I just want to make money from it, not really like, oh, this is something I really like to do kind of thing.
Right. Right. Exactly. So I think that's like one way that to kind of narrow it down and not overwhelm yourself.
Yeah, that's really good. So, I had another question. I totally forgot. But just with traveling, how do you, I guess, balance, traveling as well? Because like I see all the time, like you're always traveling somewhere. And just recently you just came back, from Dallas. So like, how was that, going and speaking with like another business owner that's within the same age caliber as us? How was that?
Yeah, so I went to visit my best friend who she has a business in Dallas, and it was interesting seeing the similarities and the differences of like an in-person physical business compared to like a tech business, which is what I'm doing. But it was just nice connecting with her and both kind of resonating on like, okay, this is hard, right? Right? Okay, yeah, good. Like we're not just like it's like I feel like sometimes when you think something's hard or difficult, you think that you're not good at it because like you should be good at it. If it was if it was easy, or if you were good at it, then it would be easy. But like
right,
it's hard work. So kind of like talking to her about that was super nice, and having those people in your life that like can relate to what you're doing, I think is really important to have that support group. It doesn't have to be the exact industry you're in, but just people that can kind of be in that circle. So that was really nice. But in terms of like traveling, I realized that I haven't taken a vacation so I've traveled a lot, but I haven't taken a vacation in so long. I think the last vacation I took was when I went to Mexico with my family, which was last summer, so it wasn't that long ago. But I still worked on that trip. Like I still took meetings. Wow. I still worked. I woke up in the morning. So I'm like, I guess it was a vacation because I didn't work as much as I do now. But like I haven't had like an unplugged vacation in so long. And so whenever I do travel, I make sure that I can work when I'm traveling because I like switching up my scenery. I like going to new places. But if I'm going to travel, I make sure that like, can I stick to my same schedule? So can I like do work here? Can I, like I was working all day when I was in Dallas, and then like at night we would do fun stuff. But like Monday through Thursday I was working. Friday I was like, I'm taking the day off. But like the rest of the week, it was normal. And I think that that's why you can still travel, especially now with remote work. You can work anywhere. You can still travel as long as you kind of set those hours that you're still going to work during the day.
Of course, yeah. And what advice can you give for like someone like me who's kind of like I call it a one-woman show because I do the production for my show. I make all my social content. I do all the posting. I do all the emailing. Like, what advice do you have like for like one person, I guess, people like me in terms of, being able to balance all of the different roles compared to like having a team that you can spread all these different job roles, to?
Yeah, I think it's just you have to find a structure that works for you. And also outsource when you can. So even if you are like a one woman show, if there is something that you can give to someone else, that's how you scale. And it's kind of like an investment in your business, because one person can only do so much.
Yes.
And there's only so many hours in a day, you know? So there's at some point a stopping point where you can't grow anymore from there. So I do think there's a point where you have to outsource.
Okay.
But I guess like for if you are just like a one woman show, you're not at that point where outsourcing. Have systems in place, you know, like have tools in place, have systems in place that help you stay organized, that help you run more efficiently, because that's going to be the way to like maximize your time.
Yeah, because you know, my show it's about to be a year old.
Congrats.
Thank you. So, you know, I can say from when I first started, you know, like you said, like I was a little unorganized, but, you know, I can say like as time has progressed, and like I said, literally the Rella app has been a blessing. It really has. It really has. And I say that like with honestly like a really genuine heart, because, you know, like you said, with just being a one woman show, I have started to look at other, you know, systems to keep me organized. And Rella has been the one to help me with my content posting, because I feel like I lack there. So I use that to help with like posting my content. I just recently started using like a Google Calendar to know like, okay, I have meetings on this day. I have recordings on this day. So, you know, I feel like just keeping myself on that type of system will help me, you know, be better organized and eventually get to like that outsourcing kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I guess, you know, I always, you know, tell myself, and I always reiterate it all of my shows, that baby steps.
Yeah.
But it's just the big picture that I'd be so eager to get to that I'm just like, I gotta take a moment. I gotta slow down, because if not, I'm gonna forget something. So
right. So important not to burn out.
Yeah. And when it comes to like burning out, you know, you mentioned that when you travel, you're working when you travel.
Yeah.
So how do you like set that boundary for yourself, you know, to be like, okay, I'm gonna work, you know, like you said, XYZ days, but after this time, I'm not gonna work. But when you travel, like, how do you, I guess, stop yourself and be like, I'm not gonna work, I'm just gonna travel?
That is so hard. I think like you know what? I don't even know how to answer that, because I haven't done that yet. So I feel like I need that advice. I'm trying to tell myself that. And I do think that there are seasons for like when you're working hard and you're grinding and you're not vacationing, and that's okay. I don't think every season of your life needs to be perfectly balanced with like work, play, social, you know, relaxation. Mm-hmm. Like there are going to be some times when you don't get to relax, and like it's a short period of your life, but like you just, it is what it is. And so I feel like that's the period I'm in right now. So I'm looking forward to the next one when I can work and relax at the same time. Because right now I'm good at like the daily balance, where it's like, okay, I stop working at a certain time, I have those boundaries, but I haven't yet experienced the I'm gonna take a week off and that's it. Like I haven't done that ever.
Oh, yeah, because like you're in Miami, you're in a really high energy like city, which is like, girl, I love Miami.
I love it. Yeah, I know it's hard because like every day is so nice out. So I'm like, I just want to be outside, but I'm like inside my apartment.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, with being in that too, it's like your environment that is so like literally you're in the city that honestly does not sleep.
Yeah, I know.
Always something going on. So do you feel like that also has an impact on, you know, your work ethic on like, okay, I gotta always be on the go because I'm in an environment that's always on the go?
Yes and no. Like, yes, there's always stuff to do, but I also think that I really only allow myself to like do super, super fun things, I would say, on the weekend. And I really I love my weekends. Like I do not work at all on the weekends. That's another boundary I have set. On the weekends, I'm not out working. And so I really try to like look forward to the weekend, make fun plans on the weekend. And that way during the week, I can actually use that to just chill. Like, I don't want to be go during the week. I want to just be able to like watch Netflix and like sit on my phone and scroll through TikTok and like make a dinner. And like, that's what I want to do. You know, I don't want to have to be like going and doing the fun, like super fun things.
Right. That I absolutely agree. And and my final question that I have. So I actually watched your YouTube video that I will link below for you guys, where she talks about her budget. She does monthly budget videos every month on her YouTube. And I watched your video about like your February budget. And I found it like honestly really interesting how like you actually like explained everything in your budget, the comparison of, from January. How do you, I guess, calculate, certain areas and certain categories like with your budget that you make for yourself every month?
Yeah. So for me, I know that I want to save, or I know I want to invest a certain amount of money every single month. I know that I want to save a certain percentage of my paycheck every month. And I always try to kind of beat that goal and like save even more. But for me, I don't budget in the sense that I'm like, okay, I'm only allocating like $200 for food and $100 for this. I really use it as a reminder for like the following month of like, oh my God, I spent way too much money. So that the next month I'm like making less dinner plans, or I'm, not traveling, or I realized I was like spending so much money on flights. And so I was like, I have points that I can use. Like I have miles and points that I can use where I don't need to be spending like money on these flights. And so in the past like 2 or 3 months, I haven't spent any money on flights. And, that's been like helping me out with my budget because I've just been using points. And so it's just being more conscious of, my future spending habits, I would say, and really making me understand my finances and like, what am I being foolish on? What am I spending too much money on? What subscriptions am I paying for that I don't even use anymore? Like, I think when you do a manual budget, you start to realize that there's like so much money that you spend that you're like, where did that money go? And like, why did I spend that? To make like better choices in the future.
Okay, that makes sense because I will say, yes, butterflies, I do budget my life out as well. So I'm not don't think I don't budget, because I do, because a girl be balling on a budget.
Yep.
So, I agree that it is important to, budget, in life as a whole and not just as like a business person. And, when it comes to like your businesses as well, with being a content creator and a social influencer, in your budget, do you like to include like your business stuff as well, or do you like to keep personal and business separated?
So because my like personal life is kind of morphed into my business in the sense of social media, I do my business for social media and my personal combined, and I separate that out like in accounting, but like just for the video, I do budget all of that to combined. But for for Rella, everything is separate. Like I don't talk about that in the video. Everything is like 100% separate with that.
Okay. That makes sense. Because, I'm glad I asked, because when I was watching it, that's kind of like the questions that I had. Because I was like, I wonder like how she separate the two, because like you said, like your personal life kind of is a merging of like business life as well. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, it has been so amazing having you on the show. So before we go ahead and tell all the amazing butterflies where they can find you, where they can follow you.
Yeah, you can find me at Natalie Barbu, wherever you listen or wherever you follow, like any social media platform. Just at Natalie Barbu. My podcast is the Real Podcast, and then you can find Rella at Rella Social, or download it on the App Store or the Google Play Store.
Yay! And I will make sure to put all of her amazing links down below, you guys, as well as the YouTube video that I mentioned as well, and her YouTube channel as well, with all of her amazing socials as well. So make sure you guys go check out Natalie, because she's amazing and she's a butterfly. So treat her like one, you guys, because we are bad bitches over here. We're bad bitches. So we're going to embrace our new one.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was awesome.
You're very welcome. And thanks for being on the Free Space Podcast. And as always, butterflies, remember that you are loved and that you matter. And I will see you guys next episode. Bye.
Bye.